Welcome to Employment Law This Week. I'm George Whipple. The New York State Department of Labor recently released major updates to its model sexual harassment prevention policy. The updates cover issues like gender identity and remote work. Epstein, Becker, Green's Nancy Gunzenhauser Popper has more.
This is the first significant change since the law was enacted in 2018. And these changes reflect an update following public comment since the Me Too era and also since the proliferation of remote work due to the COVID-19 pandemic. There's some significant changes in the content of the policy, including updated definitions and an entirely new section relating to bystander intervention training. This is significant because it's not a mandatory part of training or a mandatory part of the law, but we do see this as a training requirement in both New York City and Chicago.
Epstein, Becker, Green's Jillian to Chavez-Lau tells us how these updates have altered other materials.
Most of the updates to the policy have been carried on to other materials, such as the corresponding model training deck, the training script, and the complaint form. For example, the new complaint form now refers to gender discrimination instead of only sexual harassment, and it contains a statement reminding the individual filling out the form that sexual harassment occurs on a spectrum. Another example is that throughout the model training deck and the corresponding training script, the broader definition of sexual harassment is incorporated throughout, and the lower New York State standard is emphasized. One difference that is quickly noticeable is that the training materials contain several case study type examples to illustrate the key sexual harassment concepts set forth in the new model policy, including that new section on bystander intervention, and to provide a refresh of the examples used to train employees about sexual harassment in the workplace.
New York employers should review their sexual harassment policies, whether that is a part of their employee handbook or a part of a state supplement if it is a multi-state employer, and make sure that the changes that are included in the model policy are reflected. Importantly, the model policy provides that no section of the model should be omitted. And this is new language that we did not previously have. And because of that, employers should carefully consider whether they want to adopt their own policy that meets the minimum standards or use the state's model.
Thanks, Nancy and Jillian, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.